Welcome to the Pondcast, the destination for insightful discussions and interviews on the appreciation, conservation, and husbandry of reptiles, with a focus on turtles and tortoises. Now, let's join our team of turtle nerds. Come on.
Let's join our team of turtle nerds.
What's up, guys?
Howdy. Hi.
What's crack-a-lackin'? What is actually crack-a-lackin' right now?
The holidays.
Right?
And that hat. Tell everybody about
It's
your hat.
Christmas time in
Viewers are starting to roll in.
Are they? Hello, viewers.
Hi, viewers.
Hello, viewers. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I love that we can see the comments. We went over this last time. Okay. Welcome to episode 82 of the Pondcast. Today, the pond, tomorrow, the world. That's the tagline from the 1972 hit Frogs. Frogs.
You know, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a wonderful one. What the heck is his name? It's Sam Elliott, I believe, is the hero, and he's quite young, Sam Elliott, and he at one point fights a common snapping turtle.
Wait a minute.
Tremendous. It's one of the best.
Also,
yeah.
Wait, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's one of the worst horror movies. When you consider the fact that it came out 3 years before Jaws, which is one of the greatest horror movies of all time, and I still watch Jaws, and I'm like, I know it's a puppet, but I love it. Something about me. I like scary puppets. I like Congo, that 1995 movie. There's a gorilla in a suit in the movie, but a person in a gorilla suit in the movie, and I'm like, I'm in. I'm all set. Like CGI, not so much.
Oh, you don't
be
get
really
me started,
good.
man. That's I have that argument all the time, you know, and a lot of that was Spielberg was the one that knew how to use it.
Yeah,
moderately, like he used it in moderation, and he did the right angles. When you think of Jurassic Park, he knew to stay. Basically, the angles of the dinosaurs were far enough away so that they were that believable. But now, some of the CGI is pretty good, but a lot of it is too bubblegum for me.
I'm telling you.
You want to talk about cheeseball horror movies though, with snapping turtles in them?
Oh,
isn't there a
you
scene
got my attention?
Isn't there a scene in the original Piranha or the second Piranha, not the remake, where there's a snapping turtle scene, I think, or am I thinking of Frogs?
So Frogs has this. I can't speak to the Piranha movies. I haven't seen them in so long. I don't remember. I mean, I've been a lifelong turtle nerd. Even as a kid watching these movies, I feel like I would have remembered that or knew about it.
I specifically remember. Frogs. And I think
I
think it's a woman that gets killed by this snapping turtle that is just a common snapping turtle.
That sounds like Frogs to me, because basically Frogs, the premise, there's these reptiles, there's a snapping turtle, there's frogs, there's a snake, and basically it's like they're out in the wilderness, and then there's like a pile of frogs that are like jumping, and then it's just like pan to the victim, and it's like and then end of scene. Like they didn't actually do anything to her. She just saw them and screamed.
Right.
And you assume like you're supposed to in your mind connect the dots that like.
Well, there's also like use your imagination type thing. There's also Night of the Lepist.
Of the Lepist?
The Night of the Lepist, yeah. It's like the 4 foot tall or maybe even taller rabbits. You don't know about that one?
Oh. I remember old movies with rabbits.
Bring up a scene for that.
Thanks, Doc. She likes my hat. Just saying. Sorry. It's so cool to see the comments. This is terrific.
Yeah, this is really cool. Wait, what's Killer Tomatoes?
You don't know Killer Tomatoes? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 2, I believe, is George Clooney's first movie.
Oh, really?
Killer Tomatoes Eat France is one of my personal favorites. Who knew we were going to go on this tangent to start this podcast?
I know. We're talking about horror movies, and it's a Christmas episode.
I know. So we should talk about that. Happy holidays, everyone. It is December. I think December 13th is a nice time to start really realizing, and if you're a father living in a house full of ladies like Chris and I are, then you start to realize that it's real and you can't fight it anymore. You can't be like, bah humbug, it's too early to put up the tree. You can't do that anymore.
Nope.
It's 12 days. It's officially the start of the 12 days of Christmas, as it were.
When did your tree go up?
If not the day after Halloween, then maybe the day after that.
All right. So Shannon and Casey probably they're on the same.
There's a reason why our wives like each other. Yeah, they're both the right type of extra.
Yeah, actually, wait, hold on. We were late. We were in Disney for Halloween, so we got back on the 5th or 6th. I forgot what it was, and then all 3 trees went up the second we were back. Otherwise, they would have been up the day immediately after Halloween. We don't even get that's the morning that Halloween's gone for another year. It's Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving.
Christmas. Actually, Shannon's been known at times to turn the lights off on Halloween and then start decorating, acting like we're not home while decorating for Christmas on Halloween night. And I'm not kidding. I'm not. I wish I could be like, oh yeah, this is totally a joke. Like, not a joke. I wish it was, but it's not. So
wow.
Hi guys, look at all these viewers. Some of these folks that I'm really excited to have here. This is terrific.
Cool.
Terrific. And Patrick, I don't know you, but you saw frogs in the theater. That is what's up. That's really cool. Oh, hi, mysterious shadow person.
Hey guys. Sorry for the lighting. I'm gonna
hi guy.
Somehow.
I think I just heard one of my kids fall down the stairs.
Just keep going. One of my kids
no screaming yet. It might be. I'm not sure. But we're excited to be here.
Everybody.
Just it's all right, Kev. Thanks for joining us. It's okay. We're excited to be here for the holiday episode. And I was kind of reflecting a little bit on things like The Office and these shows that have holiday episodes. And I almost said Halloween episodes. Sorry if I said that before. Holiday episodes where The Office ran for 9 seasons, but if you look, there's 4 holiday episodes in there mixed in. They don't do it all the time, but sometimes it's just time to drop one. And this is our opportunity. So tonight we are dropping one, and you guys are all witnesses for that.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. Steve needs a fancy Christmas beanie. I agree.
I have nothing Christmas on, but I decided to wear a Garden State Tortoise tee because I'm a fan of somebody on here.
Yeah, we're welcoming back Chris. Chris, how many did you miss? 1 or 2?
I feel like I think I missed one, then I was on one, and then I missed 2. So technically I missed 3.
So this is a big comeback. Chris is doing big things since we last were here together.
Yes, finding good t-shirts.
Yeah, what did you get? Oh, that is nice. Terrific. So you brought it since it's been a little while. And part of what keeps you busy in addition to just traveling. And if anyone's having an issue with my hat, if it's causing you issues, I can't watch this anymore, let me know. I'll take it right off.
I think it's great. I think
that was my concern. It's a little much. It's a little much.
I think it's wonderful. Does it have a button that you can turn those off? Okay. Well,
yeah, I don't want. I mean, it's here for. I'm wearing it for the lights. I'm obviously not cold because
I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm huge.
Now, do we have any epileptic viewers? Let us know in the chat.
That would unless you need a reasonable accommodation, we don't want to ask you those questions. So if you need me to take the hat off, let us know in the chat. Okay. Don't listen to Kevin.
I'm the worst.
He's still learning as a professional.
And Dominique, your comment is hidden, but I'm going to show it because I am a kiss ass.
Why would her comment be hidden?
YouTube does it because of the word ass, I guess.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you show it?
Shouldn't be. I just hit show.
I don't see it here though.
No, he was showing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it is. I think since it wasn't on YouTube, I don't see it here to share because YouTube cut it before it gets here. But we can see this one.
Oh. What's an incredibly Shannon move? My hat?
No, I think the wait, what were we talking?
Nobody's talking,
thing, right?
People can hear you. Oh. Shush. Who the heck's talking
Shannon.
there?
Oh man.
Go ahead, now you have to say hello.
Hello.
Come on, come say hello.
Love yours.
Come on over to the screen. No, I can't see you. Yep.
Bye.
Dominique said it's like watching Fort with my dad.
It's like watching 4 of my dads try to figure out the DVR.
Dominique, don't be jealous that your show is only audio and you don't get to figure out these things on the fly. And now all of Kevin's family is in the screen. Terrific.
Hi, girls.
Why not? It's holiday. Let's bring the
is a
family
holiday
in.
episode.
They are wearing Christmas stuff. Veda, get up a
There
little
we
bit
go.
taller. There's something on her shirt. Snowman. And Penny's got Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse all over. Now, girls, you need to go to bed. Good night.
Kevin trying to keep me from making fun of him.
Well, we've got a spot here. You know what I've been doing? And you know what's in this box?
Your soul?
Adult magazines. Oh, okay. Great.
Right? Turtle Room calendars.
Stop moving
You
it.
know what I've been doing?
Get your Turtle Room calendars.
Stop moving it. Okay. There we go.
Just do whatever feels right.
Yeah.
Eastern box turtle.
Texas Turtles, our partner for this year's calendar.
There we go.
Hey, proudly presenting
speaking of,
his chest.
Speaking of Texas Turtles, we're sending out to them for to donate to them for educational uses. We are sending out 2 baby alligator snappers to them this week.
Oh,
Terrific.
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be cool. They're going to use them for, I guess, like talks and presentations or whatever, teach people about them. So.
Yeah, wonderful. One of the things that the Turtle Room started doing this year is kind of highlighting a new partner nonprofit every year with the calendar. So the first one, we've been with the TSA in the past. Now this year, highlighting the wonderful work that Texas Turtles is doing. So looking forward to keeping that going year in, year out. So yes, educational animals. That's right. That's what it's all about. See, we talked about turtles. This is terrific.
You're welcome, Viv.
Chris, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about YouTube and kind of what's been going on with you and your adventure in YouTube land. My glasses are crooked because of the hat. This is something special. Is that something you're okay to talk about? You're like
I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Hashtag new Kenan, and we're all really proud of you for it.
I'm no Kenan, man. That guy is he's just he's a locomotive with social media. It's awesome.
Locomotive, nice.
Yeah. He is. He really is. Nothing slows him down. He just and just to plug him, he's just one of the guys that he just keeps going and he just always himself. He's not an actor. He just does a good job.
Listen, I wasn't asking for you to tell me why you love Kenan. I wanted to talk to you about your experiences with YouTube. So you and I had a conversation early on in you kind of having this renaissance, this personal renaissance with YouTube, because you had made videos in the past. Yeah. And then there was this long hiatus. You had a separating Tortoise twins video, which is still your largest video ever, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't monetize it.
No.
Right? Until like the very tail end.
Still hurts so bad.
The twins video? Yeah.
You didn't monetize it.
That was before. I don't think you had even monetized the channel at all at that point, correct? Like it wasn't like you forgot the video. You just hadn't turned on the revenue process.
You're absolutely right. I did not think, and it's silly because like there were people that were already growing, on YouTube and making it a thing with like animal videos and educational videos and stuff. And I was just, it's like, what's going on in the video is really cool, obviously, because they're these twins and we're separating them and everything. But, when you actually look at the video, it is so bad, it's just a terrible video because like, I never in a million years thought anything was going to happen with it. And shame on me because even as it started to climb and like we were getting all that news coverage and stuff, I had absolutely, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I never did. And then boom, almost 3 million views later. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should monetize that $5.
Like,
right.
And I was sitting there going, the Turtle Room channel was already monetized.
Yeah.
Like, as well.
But I
like,
didn't, you know what?
Yeah.
It wasn't my thing. I wasn't, I was more into photography and stuff. So that's how I grew the Instagram and, Facebook pages, and with just taking photos of like, I like this turtle, I like this tortoise, or I just want to share this photo of my family or whatever. And those two grew, but I just completely neglected YouTube. And when I, and like all you guys and Casey and everybody were like, you got to get back into it. And then it was just such a mountain to climb. And I'm not going to lie, it still is.
Yeah.
Like you have one video that blows up, and then you got to start all over again, it seems,
You're the hardest. You're the biggest hurdle that you have to deal with in terms of YouTube. Now we got back together and started talking about not back together like we were apart. I'm saying like we got together on this and we're talking about it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just act like I was an influential part. A conversation that I remember
you were influential
having with you. So I'm not trying to do that, but we were talking about it, and you would say basically like it's so much work, because if you're putting it out there, you want it to be of a certain quality, which shows in the videos. Like
Absolutely.
I'm blown away every time you put something out there. But one of the points that I made early in kind of your renaissance or rebirth or whatever, when you kind of started doing it again,
follow-up record.
yes, you were, when you got the YouTube band back together. Was that you didn't have to have all these long feature videos like a lot of people have. Like to use Ken as an example again, he's got videos where it's 24 minutes long and there's a lot of editing and stuff like that, and he traveled somewhere to make the video, but he also has ones where he's walking around his backyard and the camera's like shooting up his nose.
Yeah, I know.
While he's walking around talking to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it doesn't always have to be this amazing quality, but even when you make a short video, it's still real amazing quality. See, for me, my thought was with you, the quality is here, not in the holiday hound hat, but in your brain.
There's a lot of quality in that hat, dude.
Thank you.
There's a lot of quality in that. I bet you it keeps you warm.
A little too warm.
Yeah, well, maybe because you're inside, but
I'm wearing a button-up shirt that I wore to work today, but I changed my pants because I wasn't going to wear work pants all night and a belt. So I'm wearing sweat. I'm wearing a button-up long sleeve, tucked into like sweat shorts with a winter hat. So
but be careful, man. People are going to start copying you.
I make my own style. I don't care. I'm a turtle guy. Do I really care about if people think I'm cool? Like that was for my younger years. It's over now.
I don't really think you're cool, but I like you anyway.
That ship has sailed. Why are you sitting in like a green MC Escher?
There's a lot of green going on.
Yeah. So for you guys that don't know out there in Turtle Room Land, I moved about 2 months ago. We bought a home, our first home.
And you still have weird angles in your new house.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in your old house.
This at least I had normal ceilings this time, which is cool.
That doesn't look normal to me.
Up. It's it's normal height. It's normal height.
It looks like weird. It looks like Beetlejuice after they renovated.
That's exactly what it looks like.
That's what I was going for. You know,
like clockwork green instead of orange.
I am excited to use this room for World Turtle News in the future for like a green screen aspect. It's already made for that, which is pretty cool.
Oh, it is green. I thought maybe it was just a weird lighting.
Yeah,
it is green.
It's like greenish yellow, but with the lighting, it's like just pure green. Plus, I'm red-green colorblind, so that doesn't really help.
Well, we definitely have a lot of Christmas colors going on here. This is good. This is really good.
Yeah. But I moved and we bought a house, and it's fun. Been here about 3 months now. Joys of home ownership, and you guys have all done it multiple times already. I know, Anthony, you moved a few times. Chris, you as well. And I'm looking forward to being able to kind of regrow everything here, because this is where I'll be for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yep. Welcome to owning a home. Everything is your problem now.
Yeah, it sucks. It's great, but it sucks.
We had an insurance adjustment
Pros
here
and
today.
cons.
We got this leak in the bathroom.
Yeah, I had $8,000 put aside in like rainy day turtle fund, and that was a month ago, and now there's zero in it because the house needed stuff.
Wow, that's the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was pretty depressed by it. So, but it's okay.
Adulting. That's horrible.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. As the resident old guy in this chat, it comes. I don't really know what that means, but I want to touch back to the whole YouTube with Chris stuff before, because I'm not only am I blown away by the quality, but I'm blown away by like just the time it takes to do these. This is what I do.
Let's back up here for a minute. Like, I don't deserve any of the credit for this. This is Casey that's making these videos look the way they are. She's always had a talent. She's always had a talent for this stuff, and she flies the drone up, and she's got the GoPro going, and she's got the iPhone going too, and she brings that like cinematic appeal to the videos, which is something that I do want and I do like. And Anthony has told me 100 times, like obviously he said he's not like telling me not to do that, but he said like do some just quick videos, and it's like it's hard for me to do that, because not that there's anything wrong with it, because there are a lot of people that are successful on YouTube that are doing that, but I don't know what it is. It's kind of a curse, you know what I mean? Like we're perfectionists, and we just kind of sit there and we think, well, if I'm sitting here at the TV and I'm watching something, not that I can't get through a video that someone is doing that in, but I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like, we just like to have those elements in it, which obviously means that, when I get up and I go to work in the morning, Casey sits down at his desk and she's just working on video after video after video, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Well, that's partly why I'm blown away, because you have two small daughters just like I do, and I know what that takes. I know what that takes to kind of find the time to do anything.
And a new puppy.
Heck, I haven't had a new puppy, exactly. I haven't even made a video for the Turtle Room in like a year. I feel horrendous about it, but I just haven't had the time to be able to do it between everything. So seeing what you're putting out is pretty wild.
It got to the point where that was the change we needed to make. Was okay, things are looking good. We should stick with this now. Regardless of the fact that things, of course, are still going to be up and down with it. But with my day job and everything else going on, it was like, this is going to be the only way to do it and what I love the most about the whole thing is and you guys know from years and years and years of working together, she was so terrified of the camera for the longest time. I couldn't, we would do like quick, like Turtle Room holiday videos or whatever videos we were doing for the Turtle Room. I couldn't get her to just say Merry Christmas on it without her being completely freaked out. And now she's more personable on the camera than I can be. So that was part of it too, is like, because I want to portray that this is a family effort here, and she's a big part of everything that gets to happen here, so
I can say it looks that way. Like every video I watch, your kids are popping in it, Casey's popping in it, and it definitely seems like a family effort, which is really great. It shows how like harmonious you guys are in your efforts.
Harmonious.
Yeah. Did I miss
No, sometimes when the camera goes off, sit down.
This kid,
it's curated.
Yeah. That's why I just hit mute and disappeared for a minute.
Yeah.
Right. Kevin was screaming at his daughters after he gave him kisses on camera.
I was like, like Daddy's gonna get fired and you'll be homeless.
Not now, damn it! I need to go to the bathroom, Daddy.
We were trying to film before, and Cece's like, she's such a big helper for me now. Like, she's feeding all the tortoises. She's, handling snakes. Like, she just loves being out there. But then when it comes time to film, we're trying to tell her to be quiet, So it's like, we're like, all right, we're going to film now. You're going to be quiet. Okay, right? She's like, mm-hmm. And then as soon as Casey's like, okay, go, I start saying something. She goes, Daddy. So
that's Shannon and I every time we try to record Turtley Devoted.
Oh, really?
And I'm so bad at editing, and I just don't care. Like, sometimes you just hear doors open, and then it's a commercial. Like, that's Madalena walking in the room.
But you know what?
Like,
that's good, though.
Mommy, I pooped.
Real. Yeah. People want real, So, and that's another element that Casey's brought to it. She's putting outtakes in it, and she's showing like the one video a couple of videos ago. I was in absolutely no mood to film at all. I couldn't spit anything out. She just kept the camera rolling, and she actually used it. Because it's real. So.
I like that, and I think people like that more too. But you're like a walking encyclopedia. So like, just turn the camera on, and you're going to say something great. I like challenging you too. Like, we do this little thing, we've done at times like 30 seconds to talk about a species or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Remember we were doing that when we were doing like species spotlight or something like that. That we were doing on the Pondcast.
We were doing that.
Yeah, right. And we would do like a 30-second timer, and like you would get 6 times as much information out. I'd be like, I really like this species because, and you would be like, bah, 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 bah. And so that was why my thought was, that you needed to do things that were quicker, because you can pack so much into a short, it's not quite like a Vine or a TikTok video,
right?
But it doesn't have to be like a full, you like that?
Is that still a thing?
No.
Okay,
And TikTok's going to follow suit too. TikTok will eventually be gone, just like Vine was, and video, like all that stuff.
I didn't jump onto TikTok.
Yeah. We're old enough to know.
It's just,
I don't know. I mean, if you watch Shark Tank, all they talk about is getting on TikTok for advertising.
It's lasted a lot longer than several of the other ones have already.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really blown up big. There's actually some, like, Lisa has found some fun educational crap on there. Like, there's this one guy who does
educational crap.
It's very useful.
You know what I mean? Like crap. I mean, it's it's like you think TikTok, so immediately like you're like, it's just crap videos, right? But she's found some really fun educational things on there. So there are people doing really cool things on TikTok, which you wouldn't think you'd find because of what the big general impression of TikTok is.
Yeah. If one of the guys over here at our barbershop, I was in there getting a haircut, and he was like like like
nice.
when you're getting your haircut and it's like awkward for the first like 5 minutes because nobody's talking. And then the guy, he's just like, hey, you know that TikTok? And I'm like, what? And he's like, I've learned some pretty good stuff on there. And he just starts telling me about like all this stuff that he's learned on TikTok, like serious stuff. Like none of it was funny, which was cool, But you know what it is? You and I talked about it. It's not a challenge. You know what I mean? From a content creator, it's not a challenge. And in a way that's good, but it's like, I think that's like kind of the issue with it is, and why they're saying that it's going to eventually run out. It's going to become, I guess, what Vines and all that other stuff did, is because, you put something funny up on there or anything abnormal, that's it. You know what I mean? It goes viral, So whereas with the
Are you using it? Are you using it, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really with it because I just don't get. That's the thing is like, of course, we want all our videos to do well and stuff like that, and all our posts. But for some reason, with TikTok, even when it does well, it doesn't have this. It doesn't feel as rewarding, And I think that's because it's like, you know what I mean. But it is what it is. It's a good place to laugh, and I think at this state that the world is in, it's great to go on there and be able to laugh at things. Like some of those dog videos that people put together are the funniest things in the world, And there's even some other things where they do the what is it called? The duets, where somebody will post like a serious video and then somebody takes it and splices themselves into it with and does a duet, like turning it into something funny. And there's some of those that I just literally couldn't breathe from laughing so hard at them, which felt good for a change, But
see, so Dominique just left us a message. What the hell? I'm hilarious and I'm not TikTok famous yet. Exactly. I just don't have time to be struggling to get 2 people to see my posts on another social media platform.
Yeah, that's
what I'm thinking. And that maybe that makes me an old person. I don't know. But I'm like,
well, that's the thing is there's always going to be you've got the top 3. You got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Whether you like it or not, those are the top notch. Those are the headliners. And then you've got all these different ideas that come out from time to time, and then some of them get all the way up and explode, and then they drop down. So we're on it. Because it's, I guess, smart to be. So we're on it, and like I said, we put that one video out that exploded. And that's really it. But I think part of like our following, even as the Turtle Room, a lot of our following are like is more scientific and people that are like legitimately into trying to learn something about the animals. And while some of those videos do okay on TikTok, for the most part, they're you're going to lose the attention span on there because people are going on there to look to laugh. So like the video that took off for us was the video of the alligator snapping turtles right after they hatched, and all I'm doing is pulling them out of the container that they hatched in and dipping them in water so that the vermiculite comes off, and then they basically turn into a turtle. And people had a lot of fun with that because they just started they started nicknaming the baby snapping turtles. And that's what would happen. Like I woke up the next morning to just thousands of notifications from TikTok where people were sharing it and commenting on it, and they got into like a race over what to name them. So people were like, one person was like angry pecans, then somebody wrote death nuggets, then somebody wrote water brownies. That's why like I shared
No silly name has ever fit something better
than
water brownies for hatchling alligator snapping turtles. Because they're that dark brown, and then on the top they have the rippled appearance, and it's a lighter, almost like a little bit of orange or lighter brown is mixed in. It's just like how you get that film on top of brownies. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Definitely brownies.
Water brownies.
Chris Drake wrote a bitey Eastern box turtle video would kill on TikTok, but dude, it didn't. I actually put a segment of that Otis video where he bites my nose on TikTok, like the exact segment where he gets me, and then it even plays right after in slow motion. And it did okay, but nowhere near as good as the water brownies.
Chris, you're better than that.
What?
Come on, don't do that.
What?
Don't be putting exploitative videos of your animals biting you.
Oh no, there's a reason why I did.
Yeah, this is a great wilderness, pal.
Yeah, world's deadliest.
Why we did that? We did that because if you go look at the Otis video, almost every single comment is that turtle wants kisses. You need to pick that turtle up. Some woman went as far as saying you're not the right home for him because you won't snuggle him. Okay. So that was the reason for that video. That was, let me show you what happens when you stick your face in the face of a turtle, even if it's acting like a dog. And that's what happened. And a lot of people are like, oh,
Oh my gosh. Dominique asked if that's the turtle equivalent of free handling venomous snakes. The answer, of course, is no. No, because that turtle could not even draw blood if it tried to. Yeah. But Chris, you're a jerk because you don't put your tongue in its nostril.
I know.
I've gotten to the point when I have to measure some of my bigger map turtles, I'm putting on like a pretty thick glove on my left hand because of how sharp their rear claws are. Like they do like put cuts and draw blood in my hand, and like if it's like the first one, they just destroy it. If it's the first one of the day, and then you're like sticking your like bleeding hand burning into like turtle water as you keep going, and it's just like
that's the way you're supposed to do it.
That is the worst. You know what? That's probably one of the worst things about being any kind of reptile or animal keeper. You're going to end up with cuts on your hands, and you really can't do anything about it.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. You're not handling snapping turtles if you're not getting scratched up. Go ahead.
I have a YouTube question for Chris. Earlier, Anthony made the parable of you being like, Ken and Harkin, and he does all these swimming with videos.
Yeah.
When are you going to dive in your pond and swim with the alligator snappers?
We want to see some nipple.
Well, wouldn't that
just
be
shorts.
The equivalent of letting Otis bite me when one of the snappers takes a toe off their foot?
Well, that's the point. It's, if you want to make it up there in the TikTok world, you got to.
Well, hey, I'm definitely going to go in the aquascape pond.
I think it's the Otis bite on steroids, so it has a little bit more of that shock factor, Chris.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the follow-up video is going to be like, Chris's funeral services are blah 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 blah.
It's getting closer to the free handling.
That aquascape pond this summer. I'm gonna just head in there, and it might get a little weird. It might be video after video of me sitting in the pond, like, welcome back to the aquascape pond, folks. I haven't moved.
I dare you to do it in a Speedo.
Yeah.
Banana
Greg's
all
here.
around.
He said Christmas came early. All my favorite bears on one webcam. Wow.
Oh man.
This is fun.
So I do want to. I don't know that we've mentioned this. We do have something special planned for the end of the show.
Oh, we do.
Otherwise, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants tonight. But we just wanted to hang out with you, have some fun. Feels like it's been forever since Chris has been on with us. I'm actually on air 2 times in a row. I don't remember when the last time that happened was.
We like you here.
So.
Yeah. We got a little something planned for later.
I vote no. Chris could be the tiebreaker on if we want Steve on camera or not. I wasn't really.
I like it.
All right, fine. Somebody has to be the jerk. I can't even do it with a straight face.
You're always the jerk.
I can't even do it with a straight face. No, it's not. It's a persona that I take on for the podcast because I think the conflict sells. Okay.
Well, no, you're like that in your text messages.
Yeah.
The stuff you were saying to Kevin Pollak the other day, I was dying.
Yeah. You ready for this, Chris?
Oh my God, what was it? He was asking us about a post on Fauna, and what did you say?
Oh, I told him to get a hobby because he was like, he's posting on Fauna Classified ads about like, hey, somebody said something was a scammer, and he was like, "Do you have any proof?" And he's like, "Do you guys know this person
you
who was scamming?"
Whatever. He was like, "Do any of you know this guy that was being nasty to him?" And I was like, "It's probably Anthony pretending."
Probably. No, that's the wrong Kevin. I would only do that for Kevin Minto. But I told him to get a hobby, and he said, "I do have a hobby, looking at turtle classified ads." And I said, "Yeah, no, you're commenting.
You comment on them.
Yeah, you comment on them, which is way worse. Way worse. Who's got time to just go around commenting on classified ads for fun?
A lot of people, apparently.
I know, and anyone who does, I'm not. It's nothing against you. It's just it's anyone named Kevin. If you're named Kevin and you're doing that, then I have an issue with you.
So Anthony just said that, this is his persona online, and now we find out it's in text messages as well. But I want to add something to this. A couple weeks back, Anthony and I took a road trip down to New Jersey to help out a friend. And it's somebody we actually haven't met before. And the entire time, he just berated me and made fun of me the entire time. And I'm like, listen, man, we're not on the podcast. You don't have to do this,
Really?
I totally did.
Just laid into me.
Yeah.
Just kept saying, I don't want to get into it. I almost cried.
But we weren't alone. When we were driving alone, we were fine. It's the audience, and Kevin he has a way about him. He's very sweet, but
sweet guy.
He just
asked for it.
You guys were like a half hour away from me. You know that, right?
Yeah. I tried. He wanted to go up to have tacos in Danbury. I don't know what his deal was.
You can have tacos here.
Yeah, it's New Jersey, though.
It's not Danbury, yeah.
They were pretty good burritos, though. That's it, Chris.
Hey, be nice to Kevin. Come on.
Kevin's a national treasure.
I'm never mean to Kevin. I'm just disappointed in both of you.
Well,
I wasn't driving. I would have stayed there. I'd sleep over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's a party.
I had to pick up a pair of Cora Panai.
Oh, darn.
If you told me you had, hey, man, I've got a pair of Cora Panai here for you.
That's the problem. Right. That's the problem with you. I don't have anything rare enough here for you to come hang out.
It's true.
Yeah. And I keep terrapins. He's never been in my house once.
They're not cool, man. They're not cool.
I'm all set. One day,
if Asia finds a terrapin, a new species of terrapin, he'll be there.
Yeah.
Only if it's Asia.
Only if Shannon lets him.
Uh-oh.
Remember that last time you couldn't go to China?
This is wow.
Oh.
I believe I detailed that on the podcast before. Yes, that her speaking of Kevin Pollak, her complaint was, Shannon, my lovely wife. If you don't know Shannon, please tune into Turtly Devoted. You'll never regret the choice to check that show out.
So good.
It's great.
And for these reasons, but yeah, 2019, I was supposed to go to Shanghai to present, and at a turtle conference in Shanghai, and she said, "You always act like these things are a once in a lifetime opportunity." And I said, "Fine, I won't go, but next year I'm going." And yeah, there were no trips to Shanghai in September 2020. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
And September 21's passed.
We don't have to talk about how close Shanghai is to Wuhan, but yeah, that trip didn't happen. Thanks for bringing it up. There was a little role reversal there. You were giving it to me, which I like.
Yeah,
actually,
that's what Kevin Pollak went on, right? He went to. So he saved the day.
He did, and he did well, and he represented. But it was just a kick in the ding ding. Like, I helped him with his presentation so he could go and take the trip that I was asked to do. And yeah,
his comments are unbelievable.
I'm giving
this one has to go online.
Yeah,
Dominique, absolutely.
How funny is Dominique?
Yeah.
gosh.
Ivermectin support groups. I can't do this.
She's so good.
Oh,
I
comments are
can never get
unbelievable.
this is like a mirror and it's backwards. So I'm like, oh, this is a little off to the side. Let me fix it.
No.
And you turn it the wrong direction. Yeah.
Yeah, every
Pretty
time.
much.
Damn it.
Hey, so
did
you
it
were
again.
on Dominique's podcast. Why hasn't she been on this?
I have not been on Dominique's podcast actually because
You
Dominique's podcast is the Modern Medusa podcast, which highlights women. And although
Were you on a different one with her?
I am very pretty. I am. What's up?
Were you on a different one with her?
She was a guest on our podcast, Turtly Devoted.
Totally devoted.
Okay, maybe
And
that's what it is.
Shannon was a guest on Modern Medusa.
Yep. Okay.
But Shannon I said this to a coworker the other day and he laughed in my face like aggressively. Shannon and I are both feminists. And so I think one day when Dominique runs out of people, I might be one of the earlier male guests. That's what I tell myself, like to feel good about myself, is that I might be like a transcendent choice. But I guess if she's tuning into this now and sees how mean I am to Kevin, then she probably just thinks I'm more of the like the old guard, the good old boy club. Yeah, the bully. Yeah, which I really don't want to be. Yeah, good old boys in their holiday hound hats. That's it. It's over. I shouldn't have told her my plan. It's okay.
I mean, just being honest, the hat's just hiding your bald head,
It's 100% why I was like, I need to wear something because I'm sick of being bald on the podcast. Seriously though, Dominique's podcast is wonderful, and I always want to call Pondcast, and you should check it out. It's really wonderful, and she does an amazing job.
Should see if some of our Turtle Room women would be able to get on with her.
She wants Casey really badly, by the way, which I mentioned to her, but I need to remind her. Actually,
she'll do it.
She speaking of like Photoshop and making awesome memes, there's one that she sent me of Bernie Sanders. The one where it's like, I am once again asking you. And then on the bottom.
Yeah. You sent that to me, didn't you?
Well, that's, I had to ask again. So that's why.
And you know what? We did. We talked about it and she was like, absolutely. So yeah.
Oh, Dominique, I haven't been bad. I have told them. I'm once again asking you to introduce me to Casey Leone.
So. Hey, Ken Siffert's on here too. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ken? Episode 62. I think.
Terry Martin, thank you very much for your contribution. That's awesome. Merry Christmas to the Turtle Room. Thank you.
And Terry asked, what is she? Oh, Terry asked where. I guess you're talking about Otis, Terry. We think he came from another world.
Yeah.
He came from the Popcorn Park Animal Refuge that we do a lot of rescue with, and still to this day, the only little bit of information that we know is that he was with his previous owners for 10 years. He lived outside in the summer, indoors in the winter. They did feed him properly. And that's literally all we know. People are like hounding us on YouTube for more information. And I've tried because I wanted to actually do a whole follow-up video on his life story. And I can't get anything. We have no idea why people ditched him. So
can you find out who the owners are from the Popcorn Park?
So John's actually a little frustrated about this. He was on vacation. He was actually in Disney when when these people dropped Otis off at his office, the zoo's office. So I guess the workers that he had in the office didn't think to get any kind of, because they're so used to people just bringing animals in and saying, here, I don't want this anymore, that they got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. If he was there, he would have probably asked more questions, but nothing. We got nothing at all. So it's a mystery why it happened the way it did.
I'm sorry. There's a chat here about who's playing the drums. It was 100% me. I don't know why I did that.
That was you playing the drums, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've done it like 5 times now.
I don't like. How long have I been doing this? I'm so embarrassed.
It's on and off.
Yeah, it's been on and off. Yeah. And you probably had all of us, because I'm sure you guys were feeling the same way. I was like, something going on with my equipment.
I'm having a great time. I apologize if everyone heard that. Wow. This is what happens. The more people you have on a show, the more chances are somebody starts playing the drums like an idiot, or
cleaning turtles.
Yeah, ruffling around with their cord.
I can't not drive and not play drums on the steering wheel. Yep. So,
man, what is wrong with us?
I don't know.
I'll still never forget that one, Steve, where you were cleaning turtle shells with a toothbrush in the background, but the audience couldn't hear it because that's when we had him in the background.
Really?
The audience couldn't hear it, but he's like, and we couldn't see him. I'm like, yo, what is going on right now? And I'm like, okay, Steve, are you by any chance, like, I had to stop him in the middle of and mention it to all the viewers. Are you by any chance cleaning turtles with a toothbrush? Because that's what it sounds like. Like, I've been keeping turtles for long enough that I know what that is.
Yeah, you knew that sound. Oh yeah.
All right.
And then here I
Here's
am
the
playing
question
drums.
for all of you.
It's like a mating call to him.
Do you buy a new toothbrush or do you use your old toothbrush?
That's disgusting.
The second one.
You use your old toothbrush?
Clean it off if you don't need it anymore.
Wait, hold on. You don't use an old what?
Dude,
You're going
first
to start
of
buying
all,
new toothbrush?
first of
What is in
all,
your mouth?
First of all, okay, let's go around the room and let's each say how many turtles we have. Ready? Start with Kevin, then Steve, then Chris, Kevin, Steve, me, then Chris. Ready? Kevin, go ahead. How many turtles do you have? Merry Christmas.
Less than 20 at this point.
Okay. Steven, with a PH?
105 to 110.
Okay. Anthony, 252. Ready? Chris, go ahead.
Can't count that high.
Okay. So here's the point. I only have so many teeth, and they're covered by a beard and a mask all the time anyway. So, like, how many toothbrushes do I have going through? I have 252 turtles. The ones that need a scrubbing, I don't use the same toothbrush on all of them. So you buy cheap toothbrushes, a pack of cheap ones, like 10, 20 toothbrushes. And when you have one that actually needs to be brushed because it has a little fungal thing going on or something, then you don't have to use it on another one. You can save it and use it on the same turtle, but I'm not going to scrub this turtle that needs it and then scrub this turtle that needs it.
Yeah, Yep. Yeah, I don't actually have old toothbrushes anymor because I'm using one of those quips that you just replace the head every couple months.
Yeah, I have an electric
toothbrush. But I tend to use the same stuff. I just clean it with antibacterial soap as well, so I don't have to because I sometimes also use the bigger scrub brushes because I like those depending on what I'm trying to do. So
you don't go back to brushing your teeth after you use it on the turtle?
Oh, heavens no.
That I do. Yeah.
Yeah, that he definitely does.
Yeah.
That I do for sure.
Every time I go to the dentist, they load me up for my kids, so I just have a stack of little kid toothbrushes, and we don't use them. I use better toothbrushes than the ones they give us.
Okay, that's nice.
I don't need my dentist's name on a toothbrush for my daughter,
Or your turtle.
Yeah, they can have those.
Okay. So takeaway so far, Chris doesn't know how many turtles he has. Awesome. That's the first.
I cut down a lot coming here, but I was nowhere near you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Shannon, we were driving the other day and Shannon was like, we've got 200 turtles. I was like, yeah 200.
Yeah. When I told Lisa we were getting close to passing 100 and she was like, wow.
It's a big moment. I feel like she spoke about that when she was
wow.
Totally Devoted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Steve, you bumped up fast. You weren't anywhere near that, right? Then it was like a 1 year period. You gained 50 more.
No, it's been, so we had 23 when we moved in here in August of 2017. And I gained about 25 in that first year, probably about 15 the next year. It's basically been about 20 a year, 20 to 25 a year since then. So
okay,
they do come in bunches though.
Paul asked.
Paul's here. Paul?
You know Paul? Okay.
Yeah, so, but I got to give Paul a shout out about something, but go ahead, answer his.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to answer that question. I thought that was really good. I could just say I think when you keep the right animals and you keep multiple of the same animals and they're not something that wants to kill each other, like say Claudius, like the vampire musk turtle, then I think you can get away with it a little more. Like, for instance, I've got a pen outside that houses, 25 Chinese box turtles. Those just kind of live outside, do their thing, and then they sleep in my garage for 5 to 6 months. So it doesn't really get much easier than that. I just put out a plate of food once a week. That's the extent of keeping them, and then finding them in the fall. That's it. That's
what
really
helps too is when especially now is the kids get older and if they're genuinely interested in it, when it's a family effort, at least for me, like, I can relax a little bit while I'm at work, knowing that if something needs to get done here, that they'll handle it, and they'll do it well too. So
Yeah.
Your kids are like 4 months old. What are they doing for you?
You have not been around Cece in a long time.
Cece's 5 now, right? 4 or 5.
She's going to be 5 in March. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane. She's she can like identify just about anything right now. Before I was out there and I was doing some stuff in the nature room, and she literally fed all the tortoises, like rationed it and everything.
How familiar are you with child labor laws?
And you know what? Not that familiar.
So it's different when it's family. So
something to think about.
He's looked into it. Yeah, she just.
Have you ever been to an Italian family restaurant?
Yeah, there you go.
Don't you dare bring race into this. You couldn't just say a family restaurant. You were probably at an Albanian place.
I was trying to touch Chris's heritage.
He's right.
He's probably at a Greek or Albanian place.
Thank you, Ken. Well, hey, real quick before we forget, and I won't, not going to bore anybody who doesn't care about this topic, but Paul just did something pretty cool. Paul's a little bit of a testudo nerd like I am, so kudos to you for paying attention to a tortoise species that a lot of people are like, wait, what?
You're a good man, Paul.
So to sum it up real quick without saying too much that will get people lost, of course, a lot of these imported tortoises continue to make their way in here. And recently there has been some Greek tortoises that have come over, and we know that they're from Libya, but they are not the actual Libyan Greek tortoise. They resemble the ones from Tunisia, which are a totally different subspecies that used to be a full species. So what's happened is they've come in, and a lot of people have been assuming, even myself, I'm guilty for this too, saying, well, these have got to be the ones from here. Paul actually went as far as getting genetic work done on them.
Wow.
Yeah,
you weren't lying. Yeah.
Similar to what we did on the Hermans back in 2015. But he actually was able to sample a number of these very peculiar, itty bitty, tiny looking things that are adults. They're like Egyptians, and they occur basically side by side with Egyptians. So as it turns out, they're none of the above. So we don't know exactly what's going on here. There has to be further research, but it's possible that we're sitting on a tortoise that hasn't been described yet. So, and he just said open Pandora's box there. So it's pretty cool. It may actually be a subspecies of Greek tortoise that was described by Andy Highfield years ago, but that was debunked. But this could potentially be like a new, I'm trying not to get too technical about it because you guys know how crazy that stuff can get. But it's pretty interesting that these tortoises are none of the above what we are familiar with in the Greek tortoise world right now.
Chris, when you talk about tortoises, I am putty in your hands.
You're putty all over. Just look at you.
You are, but the average YouTube person's like,
oh, Kevin just got him back.
This is the Christmas present I've always wanted. This is all I wanted for Christmas is Kevin Minto bringing it. New house, new me.
Hey.
So anyway, Paul Rattay, he's doing a great job on these things. You guys can go follow him on Instagram. His Instagram handle is The Social Turtle. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I know Paul. Hi, Paul. I know you.
Share, whatever we can find out about these tortoises in, the future.
Awesome. That's so freaking cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
I'm really happy that Paul didn't have anything better to do on a Monday night than to tune in, because I'll connect the dots, learn about something really cool I didn't know about. That's terrific. That's what it's all about. It's why this exists, right?
Yeah.
We've come a long way from recording our first couple episodes off of Route 95 in a Toyota Tercel.
Guys, that's still so amazing.
That's where it started. It's going on 9 years. It'll be 9 years in February that we've been doing the podcast, which is great. So obviously the longest running turtle podcast and one of the longest running reptile podcasts that there are, which is really cool.
So awesome.
Do you know what the older ones are?
Morelia Python Radio is definitely older. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, Dominique might be able to help if she's still around, but beyond that, I don't know of any that are older off the top of my head. I might be forgetting something, but I think we might be number 2. There were other ones that definitely have been around for a long time.
Well, I think we should do something like a sweeps week and start bringing over moderators or people that run these podcasts from other ones and just switch it out. Like Anthony, you could run the Modern Medusa podcast, and we'll bring Dominique on here. She'll pick on me the same way.
See, that's the problem. Her podcast exists because our podcast is a bunch of middle-aged white guys. That's why her podcast exists.
That's true.
So again, that swap cannot happen.
Makes sense.
It's the reason
podcasts,
why.
Well, look,
man, they're just.
You can always put on a wig and she can shave her head. Just part of it, the balding aspect.
She could wear this winter hat.
That's true.
If it's wearable after
I
this.
love like jumping from podcast to podcast too. Like some of the same guests being on. You know what I mean? It kind of like comes full circle, and it kind of like it creates a lot of buzz. And I'm enjoying them. I think they're a ton of fun. And we've had some just unbelievable guests. Some you wouldn't even think are. You know what I mean? Like they're just like big personalities and stuff. Kind of.
Totally. It's funny. We did this for a long time, and I wasn't a podcast person for years and years while we were doing the podcast. I think like a lot of the people who we've had on as like hosts, including the group here, in addition to like Amanda was a host for a while, and John, like we didn't really have podcast people besides, I guess, John. That was kind of why we started, is John was actually listening to podcasts and was like, there's this really cool, well, I mean, I guess I knew what podcasts were, but he's like, I listened to them and they're actually really cool and you can do anything with them. It could be great. And I don't think I started listening to them really until like 2017, 2018. And that's when I started to find all sorts of reptile podcasts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
I'm even enjoying listening to music ones, like.
Anything you're interested in. It's the idea, right?
Right. And then just, getting to be, you've done a bunch of them too. Like just being a guest on some of these podcasts has been it's been so much fun, So
yeah, for sure. I love going on other people's podcasts and answering questions because it's just fun to answer the questions that they have like again and again and again. It's much more fun than having to come up with your own content. Yeah.
You get to hone your pitch every time too, like make it sound a little bit better.
Yeah. Act like you're like, I don't know, like humble. You could act like you're humble when you're not really.
I enjoyed you on, was it the Amphibicast? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Amphibicast was really good.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he does a really nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just really good at asking questions. That's why Kevin's here. Like Kevin is the best question asker here. Chris and I are good at like hijacking the conversation because we're both very verbose and we like to talk a lot, which is good when you're hosting a podcast. But when there's already 3 to 4 of you, and now you have a guest on, it can be rough. So like Kevin's great because he actually asks those questions. It's one of the things I was saying to Michael Thathuvaswamy is like, he's the best question asker that I know. And a lot of these podcast hosts are really good at that when they have guests on.
I also do this when that happens.
There it is.
Bye,
Felicia.
Fluid that is just popping in and out.
Yeah.
Bye, Steven with a PH. So Steve,
is it telling us who hops off now?
It did?
Am I missing something? How do you know they're leaving?
When I said bye, Felicia, I was talking about Steve. That's a movie quote.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Sorry.
No, we didn't have a viewer named Felicia leave.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed for you.
I thought it was a new function
but we
of
just
this,
don't know.
Yeah. If
Felicia, come back.
If someone named Felicia left, I'm sorry for offending you, Felicia. So Steve kind of alluded to the fact that we have something fun planned at the end of the show. We're not there. I don't want to be there quite yet. Why don't we do? First of all, do we have a feature? Do we have Kevin's feature too, or no?
So there's none because the fact now that all the questions actually
now that
pop
we
up
can
on
see
screen,
it,
you guys can all see them. We're just answering them as we go. So the mailbag might have to be set up for the future with only like email questions and things like that.
Dang,
we're going to keep using this platform.
All right,
I was
we
going
should
to say,
do that.
I thought Pit and Peak would be cool for today. Everybody's got a lot going on.
I like Pit and Peak. Steve, can we see the Mentos mailbag graphic just because? I really want to see.
Mentos mailbag.
I love he says a bag. Bag.
Oh, Pedro just asked, do any of you listen to Dylan Animals at Home? Anthony, you were on that, right?
I was, yeah, I listened to it too.
And I was just on it 2 nights ago, actually.
You were?
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was on that 2 nights ago, and I think it's gonna come out. I think he said
Couple weeks.
right after Christmas. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Dude, that's incredible.
Too. Yeah,
his podcast is like too good sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm like, gosh, sometimes
questions,
like Dylan, don't you realize that sometimes we just want to listen to like filth and like, make a joke, like be whatever. It's so perfect. He's just perfect. He's perfect.
Yeah, he's really good.
I love listening to his podcast. And I think like the message there is a really important one with the reptile world, which is like animal, what's the word I'm looking for? Animal wellness, keeping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
which is important.
A lot of the questions he asked me, they were just really good questions. They were easy to answer,
Yeah. When I talked to him, I kind of was, I don't know. I kind of like tried to flip the script a little bit because I listened to his podcast. Like I listened to almost every episode. So I kind of tried to push back a little bit and say like, no, the turtle world is different. Like you guys care a lot about like animal welfare, and that's kind of like where you're at in terms of like your soapbox, so to speak, which is great. It's such an important thing. But like in the turtle world, many of us who are really deep into it are into something that's, in my opinion, obviously, because this is who I am, even more important, which is conservation and preservation. And I mean, education is important across the board, but like so many of the turtle species are disappearing. So what we do becomes important in a different way. Mm-hmm. And I kind of tried to put that spin on it a little bit, as opposed to just, take care of your turtles and treat them right because, they're in your care. You need to do what's right. Yeah.
There are definitely significant differences between the different, sectors of reptile keeping,
Yeah, for sure.
Turtle world is definitely different from the snake world, which varies from the lizard world. And even if you want to bring amphibians into it, and of course, crocodilians is a whole nother story. But, when it comes to like pure conservation, the efforts are generally, about the same, at least from what I've experienced, So.
I used to take comfort in that as a young turtle nerd. Like we're different, we're wearing like chest waders and LL Bean. And
we wear chest waders to track snakes, dude.
I didn't really think of it like that. I thought of it more as like hobbyists, whereas I'm generalizing, which is like the worst thing you could ever do. Like I know that, so I'm not trying to do that. But just like when you're at like reptile shows and stuff like that, like I used to think turtle people were different, and that I used to take comfort in that. Like, no, we're nerds, but we're a different type of nerd, which is all BS, really. But
yeah,
just saying.
Chris, have you had crocodilians in the past?
Oh boy, when I was a dumb.
He just said it. He just brought it up a minute ago.
He did. I missed that.
When I was a dumb kid, I
Hamburg American alligator.
Yeah, the Hamburg American alligator.
Oh, how dare you ever judge anyone for the rest of your life?
What?
You're gonna get up there talking to St. Peter, and he's gonna ask you about that.
I'll be like, yeah, thanks, man.
It's all right. I bought ducks there. We're good.
Hey, I bought ducks too. I bought plenty of ducks. I was like, look, I love snakes, but I'm not feeding that snake a duck.
Yeah.
You guys.
But I brought home
we all did.
I think we had two. The one show was let's get 2 alligators. The next show was let's bring home 16 ducks.
That mixes
food for the alligators.
Oh God, Hamburg, man! Wow, I don't even know what that show's like anymore.
Yeah, I haven't been in years.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, last time I was with you, Anthony.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Last time I was at a show was with you guys too. I know Steve was definitely there. Were you there? I remember it was the show that Scott Hendrickson was there. We've told the story of why I chose to quit that day. But
yeah, it was a big moment because it was going to be your last show, so I had to go for sentimental reasons.
Oh.
It was a big moment.
I think you can go now incognito. Now that you're Instagram famous and stuff. Internet famous, not Instagram. Internet.
You could be like Eric Good. That time that I met Eric Good, like years and years and years ago, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Eric Good, I love your work," and he was like, "Who?" No, I'm not. It's like, dude, you're Eric Good, aren't you? Like, man, everybody was like, my wife was so embarrassed. She was just my girlfriend.
Dude was fronting.
Right? He was like, no, I don't know what you're talking. He was trying to like get people in trouble for selling turtles or something.
Yeah, and now he's making Tiger King 47?
Yeah.
Oh, get ready for Reptile King, man.
Is that coming? Are you on it?
Oh, that's no, absolutely not. No, that's coming. Maurice and I talked a lot about that. But yeah.
How does anybody trust him to represent them in like a positive light?
Well, I don't really think that. Like, well, you got to understand some of these guys didn't know, what they were getting themselves into, and a lot of them do. They just don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's part of the thing that they are trying to portray in these films is like there are. Unfortunately, it's causing a blanket effect. That's the negativity that's coming with it. But some of these people, they do not care. So
we knew, Kev. We knew how that was going to go when we sat down with Tom Crutchfield to interview him in 2016. And I was like trying so hard to be respectful. I'm like, Mr. Crutchfield, it's such an honor. Thank you so much. And he's like, first of all, call me Tom. I'm like, okay, Tom, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. The opportunity. Is there anything, before we get started, is there anything that you don't want us to touch on before we get started? And he said, well, let me tell you. First thing I want you to know about me is that I don't give an F. I was like, except he didn't say F.
Yeah. Like, oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Except I didn't. I said the mother of all swear words. Yeah.
Can I add something really quick?
Please.
For anyone on here that hasn't seen those interviews we did with Tom years and years ago, it was such like a happenstance that it happened. Anthony messaged somebody like, why is Tom Crutchfield in your picture? And they're like, well, he's holding it. And I just private messaged him like, hey, can we interview you? Yeah. I was like, can we interview you while you're up here in Connecticut? We're both from Connecticut. And
you didn't tell the whole story. You just said he's holding it. He was posing with something they were selling on Facebook Marketplace.
It was like a light or a tank or something like that.
Yeah. Some kind of
Hey, Andrew.
Here. What's up, Andrew?
You.
Yeah, this platform is way better to see everybody popping
that we
in.
Probably should answer here, guys.
Right?
I will, but let me just finish this one thing really quick. Tom and his now wife were so gracious in like inviting us into their home. They don't know us. It's just like a random Tuesday. We drove up, went in their house. They let us talk to them we were there probably like an hour and a half. It was really cool. And the fact that somebody as like, as famous or infamous as Tom would allow us to meet up in like not even his family's house was really, really neat. And I'm just pumped that happened. So anyone that, watching, know that he's pretty good guy at this point. Nice guy, whatever. I don't know.
Totes.
Sorry, mumbling.
But so like Shannon, my wife, passes judgment really quickly. It's one of the things that's so funny about Turtley Devoted episodes, I think. Mm-hmm. And she went and she was like, oh, I don't want to meet this guy. Like she knew about the books and she knew about, kind of the history and that sort of thing. And she's an animal lover, just like all of us, but maybe not just like all of us, like to that level, but, a self-proclaimed lifelong animal lover. And she fell in love with him, just being able to talk to him and hear him kind of give his side of things. She like forever has a spot in her heart for him, which I think is really cool. Obviously, people can say whatever they want about all of that, but I think it's really
so fun.
Really nice.
Dominique brought up the Invisible Arc, and it's so funny because we're in the office now pretty much for winter, and we'll track on and check on some hibernating snakes on warmer days. Like this week, we're getting like 2 days that are going to hit 70, so we're going to check them out. But for the most part, we're stuck in the office, and it's funny. Like one of us is and we're just snake data all day long, But one of us has Stolen World. I'm reading The Lizard King, and then somebody else has The Invisible Ark, and then like we just break into these conversations about all of these people and like the good and the bad, and it's
Invisible Ark's really cool.
Yeah, so
I actually don't own that book. I need to though.
I don't own it either, but Bob's library is like you're like, oh, okay, there it is, So
Anthony, if you want to read it, I loaned it to Charles. He can hand it over to you.
How much you want for it?
No, I mean you can just read it and give it back to me. You don't need to have it in your library.
I'm not interested in actually reading it. I just want to own it. So
oh, gotcha. So you can just buy it online.
That's what I do with books. I own many leather-bound books, but I don't actually read them. I'm just kidding.
Does your
many books.
Smell of rich mahogany?
It does. Merlin Olsen and I are friends. I try to read them, and I do, but there's several that I haven't, which I'm sure is like most people. But book collecting is better than turtle collecting because you don't have to take care of the books as much.
Oh, I totally agree, man. That was like the only reason I was like, should I still do Hamburg just because I want to go buy a weird old turtle book or snake book or some reptile book every single time I was there, and I would come home and Casey would be like, "What book did you get now?" So
yeah, that's how you know you got to keep her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shannon didn't used to. She says that now, but it took her a while.
Yeah.
I bought my wife a turtle book years ago for Christmas. Hasn't read a single page since.
That was a bad move. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
it was Confessions of a Turtle Wife.
Oh yeah,
my wife liked that and found it hilarious. Can't believe she didn't read it.
That's a rough one. That doesn't. Shannon read that years ago as well, but that one,
Yeah, I mean, my wife found it funny more than anything else, but
she just said that to make you feel good. I don't think she really actually thought it was funny. Like it's not like she was watching Bridesmaids or something.
Oh, she doesn't like that
funny.
stuff.
You don't know what Lisa's humor is like.
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, then maybe
you could ask Lisa. I'm Lisa's favorite funny person.
While you're around,
I'm one of them anyway. That's what she tells me anyway to my face.
Oh yeah, my wife gets a kick out of you.
See,
she likes Anthony.
Love you, Lise.
Why do you think she spent an hour and a half on Turtley Devoted, just like hanging out?
So best episode we've ever done, starring Lisa Enders. She felt bad a little bit afterwards because she really let it out. It definitely became a little bit of like a therapy session for both of us, but it was awesome. It was really awesome. Changed the game. Just saying. So, do we have more questions to answer? I feel like we should. So let's scroll back, see some questions. Chris is going to go off screen for a minute.
I've been trying to keep up on
back.
Chris has to take care of something. I think he heard some sleigh bells on the roof. He's going to go take a look real quick.
I got to go see. I think there's somebody on my roof.
We'll be back. He'll be back in a minute. We told you there was something really fun coming. And yeah, so let's answer questions until he gets back. What do we have? Can we scroll down this? Ooh, we can. All right, let's see. Do you need a license to sell turtles if you plan on breeding a certain species? Elizabeth asked that question.
So Steve answered this already in the chat, but Steve,
because she's in Pennsylvania. He asked what town.
Yeah.
He asked what state. Okay.
Yeah. So it's as far as I'm aware, in Pennsylvania.
And then Kevin said that Pennsylvania is like the Wild West. That's not true.
It is within. It is outside of Pennsylvania natives, right? The only thing Pennsylvania really pays attention to is Pennsylvania native animals, right? Outside of that, like, they don't really restrict anything.
But they do restrict natives like a lot,
right?
So
right.
Compared
I've
to
never seen a wood turtle there.
So compared to other Northeast states, like or North Atlantic states or whatever, Mid Atlantic states like Maryland and New Jersey, those states are, they actually let you keep natives, and they let you breed the stuff that's not native as well. So I would not call that the Wild Wild West. It's not even.
Yeah, but look at the aspect of this. She's talking about breeding and selling turtles, right? So in Pennsylvania is one of the few states where you can go and you can buy like hatchling turtles at a reptile show.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. That makes sense from that aspect. But
it's
that's
also one
just
of the few places you can go and buy a venomous reptile at a reptile show.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
The only time I go there now is because I want to see Gila monsters.
Okay.
I'm a turtle guy, but I don't care about the Turtles Day Hamburg anymore. I just want Gila monsters.
All right.
One of my favorite times was the time when I actually got to hold the Gila monster. It wasn't even at Hamburg. It was somewhere else, and it was just awesome. It's like one of the coolest animals. I know I've talked about that a long time, but
Diamondbacks are the species that she's planning on breeding. Yes, you can absolutely.
No issue with them in Pennsylvania at all.
Yeah. And maps are
native.
cool, but not northern maps. Correct, Steve?
Right. Correct. You can only have one northern map per person in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ken asked how my baby Japonica is doing. I have 2 baby Japonica. And my goodness, let me tell you something. When you've spent thousands of dollars on animals, on particular animals, and then you produce them, it feels a lot better when you produce them as opposed to when you pay for them. Just saying.
I'm reading through for more questions.
Here's a good one.
Did you see Dominique's thing?
Yeah. So if Anthony's her favorite funny person, I recommend introducing her to any mediocre stand-up in a dying dive bar.
That's fair.
Focus on dad jokes. It happens.
It's all I've got at this point.
I don't think Michael's on, so I'm not going to have my reptile dad joke tonight.
Well,
this is a good one here.
His fault. What do you got?
First time watching the podcast. What are some of your favorites? Yeah.
Say it again. What?
Here, it's on your screen.
Oh, I can't see it because the private chat is over it. Hold on. What are some of your favorite podcasts you've done? Oh, as a guest? I think that means as a guest, yeah?
I think he's talking about ours since it's his first time watching.
Oh, our favorite ones?
Oh, that makes sense.
We could do that. What are your favorites? Each of you guys. Gosh, it's really tough for me. So I think mine is Chris Hagen because I just adore him so much. And I feel like he has so much knowledge and he's so like nonchalant about it. Anytime he speaks, I'm just so excited to listen to him talk. So I think Chris Hagen.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really
There's
tough.
Been so many good. How good was Carl?
And Viviana, and
Viviana was so good.
Yeah, and
I feel like there's like 40 that stick out in my mind that were good, and then maybe like 42 that were like, okay, all right, we had a show.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
Yeah, it is.
You guys still haven't answered though. I actually gave one that was just, and that's just.
I'm gonna give you one right now.
Take your time.
My personal favorite one was Ty Park, solely because I just had a great conversation with him. It was like nonstop back and forth.
You were fantastic in that show, Minto. Yeah. You rocked that.
He was so personable, and he acted like we were friends from the moment I started talking to him. I just really enjoyed that.
And it was such a cool time too. It was like early on in the Iguana Land building process, which was really cool. I felt like it was, special to have him. It's been a couple years.
It was a year ago now.
No, that had to be 2 years ago.
Mm-mm.
I think so. I think so.
I'm certain it was last December.
I can tell you in a moment.
But anyway, the December before that, we had Christine Light on, I think, as well, and she was really good too.
That was last December. Christine was last December. Ty was the one before.
Yeah, Ty was 2 years ago.
Oh, that long already.
Episode 58. It was December 2019.
Pre-COVID. Yes, Grover's been on, and Grover was so great.
Grover was really good. Yeah.
So good.
Lots of great guests. Yeah. So to make it short, Jared, just go back and watch it all.
You have to watch them all. Every single minute. I recommend the ones that were recorded in a Toyota Tercel on the side of the highway. Those are Those are audio only. Yes, they are. The first 9, it was rough.
All right. Is everybody ready?
No, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. Okay, I'm ready.
Is this happening?
Oh, hey, Santa.
Kevin, let me tell you something.
If Santa got tatted up.
You said that to me, you'd be getting cold. Oh, Santa, what are you doing here?
Santa, you look glorious. Your eyebrows are so dark.
I know.
I met you yesterday with my kids, so.
Let me tell you something. There was a little more to this costume, but I couldn't. No.
I want you to do more of a Santa voice.
Merry. How many days are we before Christmas?
12. It's the first day of Christmas.
Actually, that's not how that works.
It's the 12th day of Christmas. How does it work?
The first day of Christmas is Christmas Day, and the 12 days work their way to Epiphany.
Son of a bitch. I thought it was a countdown.
Whoa. Family chat here, pal.
Sorry.
Day of,
I'm getting cold.
Well, hey, how about I read this because this thing is itchy.
Yo, let's go for it.
I don't know how Santa does it, man. Holy
I'm
God.
muting myself.
Kind of gets this thing snagged on things, Okay. All right. Well, we decided here that I would read a rewritten version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas for all of you wonderful, beautiful turtle lovers out there. And more importantly, for the turtles themselves. So, are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because I can't see you anymore. I'm about to read.
I'm not ready.
Okay, well, you have to be because, man, I can't even breathe with this thing on. I mean, ho, 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 this is wonderful. Here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas and a time to think back on the turtles of our world. So sit down, have a drink, grab a snack. In New Jersey, while box turtles sleep in the leaves, sea turtles glide through warm oceans with ease. In Russia, brave tortoises rest below snow. In Australia, quirky side necks plunge deep, ebb and flow. While some turtles nestle all snug in their dens, and visions of springtime dance in their heads, others don't take a long winter's nap and keep pressing on to avoid that cold crap. In Libyan scrublands, there arose such a clatter as furious tortoises settle their matters. And just as you can hear their shells bash and clash, in India, pond turtles dive with a splash. Now the moon on the breast of Nicoya beach sand gave luster to ovalid Ridley sea turtles on land, when what to our wondering eyes should appear but hardworking mothers laying eggs in the clear. They're setting the stage for generations to come. As they return to the sea, their work here is done. Their hatchlings will have to face the world on their own, like so many species we've all come to know. Like Blandings, like Spotteds, like Batigers and Egyptians, like Forstons, like plowshares facing extinction. More than 300 species, and we can't list them all. Each one very special as they bask, swim, and crawl. In vast Kenyan landscapes, the winter is dry, and rocks give way to where flat tortoises hide. Now up into Asia, where impending threats loom, for flowerback box turtles and leaf turtles too. Now on to the west, to Spain, Italy, and France, where locals give tortoises like Hermans a chance. And down to the islands, where giants still roam, where blue-footed boobies and iguanas call home. It's a place giants walk on volcanoes by foot, in landscapes with lava, smoke, ash, and soot. Such incredible creatures with an armor for a back, but despite this protection, they're still under attack. From dangers that threaten their homes and their very existence on Earth. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's scary. And we can't just sit back or box it up with a bow. We must fight the good fight so their presence will grow. So they'll be in our world for years yet to come. So they'll play their big role in the ecosystem. Now, just like Santa with his big round belly, Anthony celebrates his work with Spenglary. And Steve with his map turtles, abracadabra. And Kevin likes keeping his lovely Aldabra. And I, with my shelled friends, big, medium, and small, will continue to share what I know of them all. For we were once children who followed our hearts. In our backyards and woods is where we all got our start. And now we have grown, some with kids of our own. So let's teach them this Christmas to respect this great globe, to save turtles and other wildlife before it's too late, to preserve and conserve and change their fate. And to all the turtles, may each one shine bright. And Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well done, Chris. Well done.
Chris, I'm truly impressed.
Yeah.
Truly. Once again, I don't know how you found time for that. That's wild.
Oh, hang on a second. I got to, get this crap off.
I can't. I don't know what just happened.
I haven't paid attention to the chat for 4 minutes now because that was too good.
That just happened.
That did.
Nobody said a thing during it. They were all intently listening.
Yeah, well.
Oh my!
You wrote that this morning, right?
All I remember is whiskey, YouTube videos, and a Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's the same way you write music, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's our in-house lyricist, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go, right? Holy
wow.
cow.
I don't even know what to say. That's so if I could just take this holiday moment to just say, I'm so proud of everything that the Turtle Room's accomplished, everything that each one of us has accomplished, and where we're going, what the future holds, all of it. But none of it holds a candle to what I just witnessed. And it's literally all like from this moment on, I know, that there's that Andy Bernard quote from The Office that you wish you knew you were in the good old days, when you were there.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened. And I know that I'm going to spend the rest of my life wanting anything in the world to be as great as that moment was. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Poor Casey, man. I was like, can I read this to you again? She was like, not from start to finish, please. Where you left off. And I'm like, but I want to hear the whole thing out loud.
It needs to be published and illustrated.
She does. She wants to turn it into like a kid's thing. She's already got that in the works. So
look at that.
Gosh.
So we're gonna need to make cartoons of you guys.
I could just use the mailbag. Just send it over. Sorry,
there you go. Right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. I love the new platform. I love being able to see people interacting with the show.
Yeah, I really like this too. This is super cool.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So
Chris, you'll have to do that on our holiday. I don't know if we're doing the holiday group chat thing again, but if we do, you got to put the suit back on.
Oh yeah. I could do that.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah. I might need to drink a little bit though, so I don't feel it, because it literally felt like this was happening on my face,
Yeah. That's what I feel like 24/7.
I got to say though, man, I think your hat takes the cake. That is just a great hat.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate the compliment. I have a shadow in my face that I can't get away from.
That's your beard.
I have to be, there it is.
Beard.
There it is. Out of the shadow. Perfect. We should wrap things up.
Yeah.
Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for you guys, everything that you do, your friendship, the amazing work that you do to educate people on behalf of the world's turtles and tortoises. Thank you so much. Keep it up. And to everyone in the chat who tuned in and everyone that's going to tune into this later, thank you. This is the reason why we still do this and why we enjoy doing it so much. And even though it's a pain in the butt to try to get together and make these things happen, we always have fun.
Yeah,
it's like,
always.
It's like 40-year-old parents who finally copulate again and they say, wow, why don't we do that more often? That was so lovely. And then
Anthony, you're not supposed to tell them about what I talked about.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I'm sorry. God. I hope everyone understood that and it wasn't too dirty. I'm sorry. It's Christmas.
It was just right.
It's the holidays.
I got one last thing.
Yeah.
This is a call to arms to anyone that's been a previous guest on here. If you want to come back, we'd love to have you back. Let's talk. Things have happened. Your life's changed. Our life's changed. Let's see what's going on.
We can definitely start recycling guests now. It's funny, like how SNL just like Buck Henry in the early episodes, he was on like 15 times for no reason. Like he was actually lovely though, but it was so Chris Leone was the one that we always had on like a bunch of times. Yeah. He was like a guest like 7 times before we actually had him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Finally. Yeah. But I think, recycling guests is really cool, like you said, Kev, because people have had stuff happen, changes.
Follow up,
or just,
we'll have a chance to watch back the old one, see?
Or maybe certain things that we just didn't get to on a particular show, we can watch the old show, pay attention to what we talked about, and try to just bring up some new topics. And this is a good time before we sign off to plug the calendar one more time.
It's calendar time.
It's calendar time, y'all. Get your calendars. And,
who shot the cover photo, by the way?
Chris.
Yeah, I forgot that was
Look at that guy.
Chris.
Mr. Box Turtle.
Chris.
I like
Chris
box turtles.
Why was Otis? Otis isn't in the calendar, is he?
No. That's a box turtle from one of the confiscation animals, and he just happened to be looking up in the water, and I was like, "You look pretty." Yeah.
I have an idea, and Steve, we're doing this next year. We're gonna have QR codes on each page so you can see video of the animals that you're looking at.
Page of what?
The QR codes on the calendar.
Oh, in
page.
the calendar. Interesting.
And it'll pull up like a YouTube video.
Okay. Yeah, we could probably pull off something like that. It's a fun idea.
Sweet.
Chris, do you have any
Yeah, that's all
Western
I got.
Hermans available? Females?
I do not.
Sorry, Deb.
Sorry, Deb.
He's real stingy. He keeps them all to himself.
They're asleep.
He's real stingy. He won't wake them up when they're
Yeah,
hibernating.
won't wake them up and say, "Come on, let's
This
go."
guy.
Oh gosh, too good.
Okay. Well, good night,
Doc's
guys.
still here. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate you.
Thank you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Stay awesome.
Love y'all.
Love you
Deuces.
guys.